have Mr. Desmond Davis, the acting head of the RGD. And how are you, my friend? How are you today, sir?
Not doing badly at all, Mr. Vernon.
Have
Mr.
I writ
Darby,
against you,
sorry.
know, sir? Have I writ
Why?
against you? You
Why? What have I done?
look like my program is the last program. I don't like you argue me as what left.
Not at all. You are important. Very
I,
important too.
I hope they have told you that I have a very long and an excellent relationship with your department. Hope that you've been told that with every head of that department. It's just amazing, including
And
your
that's a
former
good
head.
thing, and I'll
Yes,
continue that tradition.
every single one. And
Yeah.
I learned something. Let me see if there's any connection there. You went to Haile Selassie Secondary, right?
Yeah.
So you know it's Lady Barnett,
Say the Barnett. Uh,
Clady Barnett.
No,
He was the
don't.
principal. Oh,
Not depend on the year.
no, but you're a young boy, but that won't depend.
Depend on the year.
No,
Uh-huh.
great to have you, my friend. And you
Yeah,
have
man.
been with the RGD, although you look like a young boy. You've been there for a very long time. You've been around. Could I regard as a experienced civil servant, right?
Yes, I am. Truly am.
No, you go there for you're a baby. So you have seen it literally transformed over a period of time. Or even before you went there, you are here about when Bandulu business used to go on out to Spanish town there. The man just drop a little money and get the birth certificate, birth certificate. Eh? I'm sure they told about those days.
Well, anecdotally, I would have heard.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah.
And now you all get some boss, that you have put all of those guys out of business. You don't need to go pack up out there and join long line.
That
Listen,
is so true. So true. Uh,
unbelievable. And I must tell you, when I started this program at another place, I used to
yeah.
get a significant amount of complaints.
Yes.
I must tell you, I hardly get any. What I get is
Yeah.
persons are having some difficult in terms of requests like name change and so I know it involves quite a lot.
Right,
So it
right.
is good that I must tell you, we seem to be getting less complaints
and
about
and
the
that is
RGD.
and that's a great thing for
Yeah.
us as a team here because as you pointed out, remember one of the greatest thing for us is accessibility. You talk about a time long ago when we had one office, one of
Is
the
that long? I'm not that old.
I mean, we had one office. No, I mean, we have 10. And further, if
I'm
you
gonna put it to that you have more than 10 because me here you register people all at the hospital. But when you go to the people in the
yes,
hospital for
yeah,
man, it's not easy.
yeah, that's important because remember, not only just for statistical purpose, but
Yes.
the fact that you want somebody to have an identity,
Mhm.
and so you make sure that you're on the scene where the things are happening, so that registration can occur. In fact, coming out of that, we even have what we call first free certificates, where we register the birth and you are entitled to a free certificate once it has satisfied certain criteria. And one of the major
Really?
one is that you must name your child. So it's incentive enough for this to happen. Remember, we care about the citizenry
Right.
and in particular the child.
The next thing I would love to see, and I think this one is above your peer grade, is that every child is entitled to have a mother and also a father.
Well,
Therefore, I want to see
yes.
the law changed, where the mother better go find out who is the father. It is not fair. I know you have a system. I know you help me if that's changed. Where if
Mhm.
the person is not married, then the father has to come in and sign documents and so on.
Yeah, that once the parents are married, you
Yeah.
take it that the husband is the father of the child, unless the mother tells you differently.
Mm.
Outside of that, for the particulars to be added at registration,
Right.
you really need the two parents there.
And I would say you
You know,
don't need the two parents there. If the mother say John Brown, all you have to do is probably do a DNA. And if she give you any trouble, she might be fine. You're calling the social worker. But every single child need to have a father. You know the problem it creates? in terms of your will and so on. And you know the amount of people in this country that they're not their father, they're not on their father's name is not on their birth certificate. It's
Yes, and
wrong. It's very wrong.
we have a lot of those. I think right now we're at between 65 and 67%.
Oh, by the way,
But,
I was never good at maths. I hate to hear percentage. All I want to hear from you, every single child that has been born has a father and a mother, because so far I don't think they have developed anything where a child can only have a mother or a father, or a mother and mother and father and father. So until such time, I suggest very strong that you encourage the political directorate to think about it. That every child, it should have right of every child. When you can't identify yourself, I've met too many persons who live a life of, upside down because trying to find out who's that father. And it should be an offense for the mother not to want to talk. Now, you also come here to show off. I hear what time I hear you talking about this Braille business. How Braille get into birth certificate? I don't understand.
Remember now that the government has a policy of inclusivity. And what you
Okay.
want to do is to see to it that you get as much persons to be involved. And I mean a
Yes.
person who is visually impaired. Um, Even though they may not be able to see it, at least since they have a system of how you would be able to read, we ensure that, I mean, we use that facility. So yes, we have since May last year, we started the printing of Braille certificates. So one other thing I like to point out is that
Yeah.
the Braille emboss is on the top of the certificate that you would give to anybody. So if the person is going to be employed and the employer cannot read Braille, the certificate still has the normal English language written out on it. So the person can read their own birth certificate as well as the potential employer or the
Yes.
school
Yeah.
that the person would want
Mm.
to, they are able to do it also.
I don't know why you come up with that one, because that is telling me that I have always my society, that is becoming
Yeah,
heartless.
yeah.
But it seems to me that you guys have a heart. You're thinking of these people, and I must commend you for that.
In fact, though, I
Yeah,
must give the accolade
yeah.
to the past CEO who would have under his leadership would have introduced it along with his team. But
Yes, yes.
RGD is like that, I mean, some of the things I'm telling you about, is from like your bedside registration, your first free certificate. Those started from way back in the 2007, and RGD has gone through that sort of situation. Even the fact that we give you a computer generated certificate. I mean, that's something that, I mean, RGD is just into continuous development.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're behind, then the whole country would be behind. And so you have to be way ahead. Now,
Yes.
I am trying to know, and so you have digitized all your records.
All of the records are not yet digitized, but
Not yet.
we are getting there right now. We are going through a digitization project where we are filling the gaps
Hmm.
that we have. Because we would start producing computer generated certificates from May of 2001. So
Hmm.
you would have had those would have been in the system already.
Digitized, right.
Well, yes. So
But
so
here what
apart,
now?
yes.
Me no expert, but me tell you what about people them say no. You no go apply for new birth certificate. No,
And I
no, no.
agree.
And you know why? Yeah,
Why?
boss, my friend in the United States. So when you
Yeah.
get give me about birth certificate and go to the
Uh-huh.
United States and
Yes.
getting green card. And
Yes.
there's one person I'm trying to, he had a different name. So when you check with
Okay.
you people know, he has one name. You
Yes.
know, I said this up here, and you have a different name. So I've been
Uh-huh.
telling my listeners, listen, go check it out. Because in those days, things were not digitized, and people used to get them like a certificate there at the corner. So I've been telling all my listeners, make sure you get one of those new birth certificates. So I open that misleading them. So
Once it came through the legitimate
that's
channel,
the point. That's the
they
point.
would they would have what we have.
If it
The
did
other,
not,
yeah,
you'd have
the
nothing for
other,
them.
yeah, and the other challenge is that we have a culture of pet names. And sometimes we have persons who go through life
Yes.
using the pet name, which they think that is the name that they were registered with, only to
Mm.
realize that when I end up getting my birth certificate, then it's something totally different.
Or
Yeah,
I'll give
yeah,
you
yeah,
another
yeah.
classic one. His name is recorded as Carol.
Mm-hmm.
I know when you go to the place there now to register, sometimes they post messages those days are harder hearing. So I like me though, they say my name is Darby. So guess
Uh-huh.
what? She spell it Darby.
Uh-huh.
Or Vernon become Veron.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
All that. So this friend of mine now, his name was Carol. And the one I
Yes.
get, but hold on, I'm a boy, I'm not a girl.
Mm,
So you know
yeah.
what? He decided to change his name.
Yes.
So he's known as Carl straight through life, only to
Yes.
realize now that there's no Carl.
Uh-huh.
So he had to do a name
Name
change.
change, yeah.
So,
Note though that when registrations are being done,
yes.
it carries a section for informants where well, given that the person is able to read, that you are able to, you should read the
Mm.
document, read the registration document, then you sign to it as informant. And many times, I don't know, you ask people to sign something, and they don't bother. They just probably depend on you and say, "What you have written, man, I trust it." Only
I
to
know.
realize later on that,
Yes, yes.
but
Listen.
I would encourage our
Right.
listeners to ensure that, I mean, whether it's for registration or any other documentation, that you read what you're going to be signing to.
Then I read it. So you can tell what can happen is if you can have what they can call it, the password and everything, and it thinks it's something talking about say your name is so and so until they release it. But when it comes to reading, no, so we don't like for read. So that's a
But
challenge, I can tell you that.
I, I
That's
guess you may have to develop a corner in your programs for something like that, where people we insist that you read it can create problems later on. You know, I mean,
let me hold on, let me look
yeah.
around. Is there available free corner? What? No? They just told that they just told that there are no available free corner. All corners
uh,
have been taken. All right, moving
yeah,
right along.
yeah.
Needs no. I get the
Uh-huh.
impression that this. Oh, by the way, I'm proud to tell
Hmm.
you, I'm pushing
Yes,
this needs from before you were born.
right.
Um, yeah, don't look for me. I could be your I could be your father. Uh,
Not at
yes,
all.
really.
Yeah, not at all.
Listen,
Eh,
I've been at it for a very long time. I don't know what people are against NIDS.
yes,
Everybody, I have nothing to hide. No, I hear that
yes.
NIDS supposed to link up with the RGD. My opinion was that we should just NIDS would what you'd use when you register somebody, and then we don't need for any other system. So when I register as part of my NIDS. I don't know why we call probably copy that new another name. We should just call it the
So,
RGD and just enhance RGD
imagine.
system.
So in reality, what you're saying is what is going to happen. So right now, needs would be where they're looking at the identification, as in the identification card with the identity information, as against RGD, which is the civil registration arm. So both needs and RGD will now be going together to form what we call NERA, the National Identity and Registration Authority. So in reality, that is what is going to happen, what you're saying.
Right. No,
Yes.
we don't have enough time, but when I get
Mhm.
back, we can talk more about that. But
Yeah.
I hear some of your bright friends talking about, you have NIS, you have,
Mhm.
what is the next one name now? TRN.
TRN. Yes.
Oh, that was, you have whole heap of them. Why we
Mhm.
couldn't combine them together? And I tried to explain to them. That's like you have an old BMW, and you're
Mhm.
getting a brand new Lexus.
Uh-huh.
And you're going to take all the parts and find the old car and put on the new car. I
Uh-huh.
think some of them understand that.
And
You have a new system, new operating system, but I must explain to you how we have to market it, because many people rejected the thing because they feel, oh, you have a number. It's more than a number.
yeah,
I
it's
will
more
tell
than a
you,
number.
yes, I'm aware that there are some persons tearing, there are some duplications there. And I put something to you. Say license, for example, where
Yeah.
a man was ticketed and he probably in Duppy was ticketed, and two of them actually. I put it to them that somebody have a fake driver's license. because you have a unique way of identifying.
Mm.
Realize?
The good thing though
Yes.
about things like those, like even your TRN, I'm sure that there's a database that will tell whether or not you are the person. The thing about it
But
too,
if you have duplication, don't forget, just like electoral system, there's no way to
yeah.
prove that who you are.
I imagine though that in many systems
Yes.
you end up having things like those, and you have to now start to do deduplication, especially if you have a situation where you have facial recognition tools,
Mhm.
or things that carry
But
fingerprinting,
that's after the
or
fact.
that
That's
kind of
why I
thing.
love the
Yeah,
NIDS. With the NIDS
yeah.
now,
Hmm.
well, I don't say that impossible, but basically, if you ask me, if you try to do a look at Bandulu business, I don't think it will work
It
because
will, yeah, yeah,
you have to
yeah,
be
true.
uniquely
Because
identified.
one of the other thing too is that even a lot of our social programs, you have people benefiting from one over there, benefiting from one over here. Needs will also help to take
Oh, so
care
that's
of
why we
things
know
like
what the
those.
NIDS eyes is that you say so, not me, say so. Oh, I see. So you can
It
go
would
over there,
do,
so
yeah,
yes.
and of course helping national security and all that kind of thing, especially given.
This one is above your head, so I don't bother comment because I know politics run. We don't want to tell the people that NIDS can help with crime because if it's the people who want to register. Well, it can, and also when you have NIDS, if somebody drop a little paper on the road, you can issue them a ticket right now. They can issue ticket to the drivers because they have a license. When you have a NIDS, they say, what's your ID? Where your ID is? You better
So
have your ID or we're
so
going to detain you.
it's a really positive system to have.
Yes,
I mean,
man.
and I think for any country, you know. And I mean, I am glad that you have programs like these and you have this type of an interest where, as you go on,
But
you drop a
look like you
minute or
never
two
hear me.
here.
A minute. You
Yeah,
look,
yeah, you're
look
looking
like you
to
don't hear
see
me
if
to
you
say.
see any
Me said
corner.
before we don't come up with this idea. You know how far? I'm trying to remember
Yeah.
how far back. The man who was director of elections, where I can't remember his name. It's at about
Uh-huh.
40 years ago. So I've been preaching needs for many years.
Yeah.
I'm what the Moses, no? Um,
Yeah.
so I'm glad it's here. And
Yeah.
pretty sad that some people, but it's just like certain things, the birth control tablets, they say, could kill out black people. But I thought that with the amount of universities and all that kind of thing, but would think differently. But that people have been always with people.
Yeah, and of course, you know that our birth rate has dropped, and there's a challenge with that too.
No,
I
sir,
guess the program
there's no
was
challenge with it.
the program was two is better than too many seem to have worked very well.
No, you might get me into trouble now because we go into different things. And I'm going to advise you too, since you mentioned
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
we seem to lack creative people in Jamaica.
Hmm.
And, oh Lord, I'm going to be careful now. And I know you say so, and me say so. Even with NIDS, the
Yeah.
promotion was not done in a creative way.
Okay.
And because it was not done in a creative way, it didn't catch the people.
Hmm.
Who better than two men was at that time when with the Roman Catholic Church and everybody against it, and yet the thing sell like hot bread.
Hmm.
So I'm advise you to, sir, that any
Yes.
ideas you have,
Yes.
I don't say it must be a con man now, but it's your marketing. Like last time, some guys are market some things and then done with me, say, then pack up me and the whole person, but we know there's a trick. So we say, well, so all of this is free. The man said, no, you have to pay 30,000 for this one I give. We say, it's all right. You don't need that, so you don't have to give the rest of it. So we have to learn how to market it. So I do this program, I'm just chatting with them, having fun. You'll be
Yes, yes.
surprised to know.
I kind of like this kind of way of doing it. We're not adversarial or, yeah, it's
You
true.
see, you can use big word, probably no adversary. Me not even know
Jesus.
adversarial mean. Right? You're not coming to fight with nobody. You understand me?
Yes,
We just want to
yes,
get
yes.
information. And the more
Yeah.
formal you are, remember I tell you, the more you turn off people. Because in conversing with people converse in an informal way. So if you come on my program and want to sound like this and I studied, I got my bachelor's in so and so, you start using big
Wow.
words. Nobody will hear you. So
That's true.
I'm giving a little bit of advice.
Mm,
I do this publicly. I know usually other has been chat a whole lot too. That we
yeah.
have to learn how to communicate with the people. Just like you come on here with us chat and have fun. We
Yes.
probably waste time, but we got one point across, and we would have communicated. And I use the
Yes.
word would have always talk about it with about would. The wood. Don't follow them here, everybody. Would had. You either do it or you don't do
I
it.
don't do it.
Good.
Yeah.
Let me see. We have a few more minutes left. And I want to bring you here, because I know you're a new kid on the block, and I think we need to know you. And you've been there working in the background for a very long time. And
Remember, I am just acting. Important to note.
you're acting, but I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you something that
Mhm.
we probably have to give you the award as quickly as possible, because you might not qualify next year for the Grammy. Yes.
True.
And when you come through the ranks, sometimes it's better you get somebody with their doctorate. There's I can tell you, you don't have to say a word. We get impressed by persons who have their doctorate and their masters. I told a bunch of people last night, if doctorate could solve all our problems in Jamaica, we wouldn't have all the problems we're having now. We have to look at those who have experience, who are practical, to get things done. Because what you need is that the theory of how things are to be done, but practically how to do it. So I've checked you out pretty well. I don't think I just have you without I'm checking you out. Yes. So I've done it quite a bit. So I do hope that next year we won't be you will get any award for any acting. And let me just remind those who are listening, and I say you don't have to say a thing. That department seems to have had some excellent leaders over the years. Careful how you remove them out, because you are throwing away the baby with the bathwater. I think that place has developed a culture of having from Mrs. Holness, yes, and they seem to have a certain type of people working there. We need to emulate that practice in other government departments. You see this gentleman on this program, come on here, sound like Big Shot. He's able to communicate with me in a down-to-earth manner. That is a word for all those in charge of the civil service, Prime Minister, and all. I hope you hear me. No, me not afraid to tell you what I think. You just must stop fiddle with these things. When you have good people, stop moving them out. And even when they blunder sometimes, don't throw them away. Probably kick them out for a month or so. But they are good, because we rehabilitate prisoners. I don't see why we can't give those who are in charge a second chance when they slip. Those who understand parable, I say, those who have ears to hear, let them hear. I notice you keep, yes, man, keep by your mouth. Time has really slipped by. And I hope we'll be
Yeah.
talking more. But the problem is, I have to call it because I want to, because as I said to you, I'm not getting much complaints. But I think the
Yeah.
NIDS thing, I personally want
Yes.
to see the NIDS work. So I'll be calling you again to talk about NIDS and so on.
Yeah, man. It's long and coming, and
Yes.
I think we are on the right track.
Me want cut out prison. That's why me love this. Want cut out prison and community work. So if I drop a little piece of paper on the road, just get a ticket same time. Or I get my ticket, so I have to steal up one place for 2 weeks or so. And you would have a real-time accountability. A bicycle man and go the one-way street, strictly ticket out. And as a matter of fact, him the one give you, it's easy. You take a picture of him, time by facial recognition, you know who he is. That is why. No, that is why we don't want it. I've made enough trouble today. It was great talking to you. So we hope we can talk again, and we hope that the whole NIDS thing go through quite smoothly. I know that when it comes to technology and so, you'll have your little hiccups. And we hope they don't kill you for that. So, any final word you want to?
I just want to say to people, the way things are going now, that technology is really used a lot. Most of our products are online. Use online. I mean, stay in the comfort of your home, in the comfort of your bed, and make application. Even though we are accommodative and we love seeing you, and we understand Jamaica is a touchy-feely kind of society, but
that's why we catch COVID and flu.
but use it online,
online
access as much as possible.
And you see to be competing with the tax department, but keep on competing. I want to know the next thing I do. I don't even have to put it, I just talk. I said, my name is Vernon Derby, and so and so, and I get it done. So keep on with the technology, keep on going it. That's where we need to
man.
We can't stop it.
We'll definitely do.
Yes, my brother, Mr. Desmond Davis, acting head of the RGD, and we hope next time we talk to you, we don't hear no stupidness about acting. All right? Okay.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us. Because even though you are seeing me, I am representing the department.
And I know. And if you fall, I know they will also support you. You think I don't know the culture out there? Take care, my friend.
All
Have a
right.
wonderful day and pass out to the staff to continue the good work that they are doing.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Desmond Davis, acting head of the RGD.
Hold me back.